So lately I've been trying to balance my obligations and responsibilities as a young adult woman in the professional world, while also balancing the things that I love to do and the things that make me feel good. And so with September being a month of recognizing care and also the month of yoga awareness, today we're going to be talking a little bit about self-care and what that means to you, what it means to me, and what it means as a society. And through this kind of discussion about self-care, we're going to sit back and find some movement in the body. So movement is a nice form of self-care because not only is movement good for Parkinson's disease, it's good for everyone, right? So we move through our bodies, move different layers of muscles and fascia, get some lubrication in the joints. Movement also allows us to move through energy. So emotions, your well-being, how you're feeling. Movement can change and allow us to move past and move through some of the things that we're feeling, and can also give us an opportunity to get some clarity on questions we might be asking ourselves, or what we feel like we need to do that will help serve our well-being even more. So I'd like to start just by asking you guys on your pen and paper, or if you don't want to write, you can type into the chat, what does self-care look like to you? What does it mean to you? What does self-care mean to you? I can sit back here and tell you what I think about self-care, but I really would like to hear how and what you guys interpret the word and phrase self-care. What does self-care mean to you? And I know we have a variety of people here joining us across the United States, even across the seas. We got people with Parkinson's disease. We've got our partners. We've got daughters and sons, grandparents, and we've got people who are living alone with Parkinson's disease. We've got people who are advanced in their Parkinson's disease, those who are newly diagnosed and just learning about it, or maybe you're just here to learn about mindful meditation. Whatever your story is, whatever label you'd like to add to your character, I want to know what it means to take care of yourself. So we've got a couple of people writing in the chat, taking meds on time. Okay, very, very relevant to Parkinson's disease, right? Advocating for myself. And Nancy, that can be so challenging for us to do, right? Sometimes we can get bogged down in the things that we feel like we need to do or have to do. And saying the word no can be very difficult sometimes, especially to a loved one. You know, no, I don't want to go to physical therapy today. I need to rest. No, I'm not going to run around and do errands today. I need to rest. Or no, I'd rather do this versus that. It's hard to advocate for ourselves. Good. Bert says it means taking time out to do something or nothing as a way to deliberately take care of my needs. Absolutely. So we live in this society, right, when being too busy is celebrated. You don't have time to meet or go out to dinner with your husband. You don't have time to go to bed early. You don't have time to wake up early. You don't have time to make that doctor's appointment. We're too busy and we're kind of praised for it, right? But I like how Bert writes in here, to do nothing. Yes, self-care is in fact doing nothing sometimes. It is sitting and watching Netflix or your favorite show or finding a movie or just reading a book or just sitting there doing nothing. It really quite is a form of self-care. So thank you, Bert, for bringing that kind of other end, the yin side of self-care. And Sally writes, exercise and trying to reduce stress are my ideas of self-care. Absolutely. So when we think about the things that kind of nag at you that don't feel good. And then thinking about the things that do feel good. So for Sally, she's saying exercising helps me reduce stress. That is such a good way of self-care. Absolutely. Cindy says, self-care means to take time and effort to assess my own needs and giving myself healthy attention. Better said than done, right? Sometimes that piece of cake looks a lot better than those carrots. But we have to really think and use kind of discernment and recognizing that, no, eating this is better for my body and I'll feel good afterward. Steve says, eating right, exercise and fitness, rest and relaxation, and hobbies. Yes, hobbies, hobbies, hobbies. I think, especially in my generation, we've lost a lot of encouragement to find very specific hobbies. And maybe even with yourself too, to stay with those hobbies, living with Parkinson's disease or caring for someone with Parkinson's disease. It can be difficult to balance your passions, things that make you feel alive. Think about the things that you do when you're not worried about the time, you don't feel hunger, and you look at the clock and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe what time it is. You know, what are the types of things that really make you feel and embrace every single moment that you're in it? For me, it is practicing yoga. When I get on my yoga mat, sometimes I forget how long I've been there or how long I've been doing it. And for my dad, it's being outside, gardening, you know, getting sweaty, getting dirty. He loves to get his hands dirty. So think about those things that you do. Reading a book. My cousin, she can read for hours and hours. So think about those types of things that really make you forget about the time. Self-motivated personal attention. Absolutely. Looking after oneself independently and loving yourself. Yes. Becoming resilient. It's a practice, Mark. Yeah. Resilience is something we just, our mindful meditation practice, we constantly have to come back, practice and practice and practice. Monica writes, taking care of myself in different ways to enable me to approach things with patience. Certainly. Yes. Thank you, Monica. Susan, paying attention to my needs and feelings. Yes. Very difficult for those who have always done for others. Absolutely, Susan. Self-care means eating nutritious foods all the time instead, just occasionally. Looking inward, yes, listening to my body, protecting my energy, difficult to do. Yes, so everyone has kind of this common denominator. It's definitely something that makes you feel good. And it also has to do with other people too, right? So it's balancing, finding these things that work well for me while also kind of setting boundaries with folks, setting boundaries with yourself. So self-care can be a plethora of things. And so now I'd like for us to jump into a little mindful movement. So I'm going to step back into my chair. You guys can prepare yourselves for some movement as I transition to the back of the room. And so I've got all of you up on the screen. And for those who are sharing your video, who raise your hand if you practice yoga, swimming. Okay, great. So we have some people and we also have others who haven't tried it yet. So my instruction comes out of a certification in yoga. And so a lot of what I'm find a seat. Good. For me, I like to sit on the edge of the seat. So feeling my sit bones or my buttocks nicely rooted down into the seat. Feel the edge of the chair on the back of my thigh. Shoes off if you want. Kick them off. My feet are there to ground beneath my feet. So this is also a great way of connecting to the earth.
Hey, Krista. The sound is going in and out. If you can move a little closer.
Okay.
Please. Thank you so much.
Is that better? Great. Excellent. So finding your seat, sitting tall through the spine, lifting the heart up. Good. And then just close the eyes for a few brief moments. Hands can fall wherever they need to. Sitting nice and tall through the spine, giving some space for the lungs. I'll take a deep breath in together and a breath out. And another breath in. Good. We'll take one more. And we'll settle in for a few moments just to arrive to this space. Noticing how it feels to feel the floor beneath your feet. How it feels to have the eyes closed or opened. You might even acknowledge what it feels like to have the hands on the thighs or the knees or wherever your hands are resting. And take another breath in and a breath out. Good. Start to bring your right ear towards. Now notice as you made to the ear. See if you can relax the shoulder down, opening through the left side of your neck. Deep breath. And out. And lift the head so that the chin is centered. And then fall to the other side. Whichever side you did, we'll do the opposite. Good. Check your shoulders. Notice if you're hugging them up towards your ears and see if you can let them soften back and down. And deep breath in. And a breath out. Good. Recenter the head over the shoulders. Shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Pull them back and down. So just finding some circles in the shoulders. And full permission. That feels good. So if I'm suggesting a movement that doesn't feel good, try something else. Or get a little bit more organic. So moving the head around with the shoulders, whatever feels good. And I let the shoulders rest down. Good. Take the feet wide. So we're going to open the knees apart a little bit. Take the hands to the kneecaps or to the tops of the thighs, coming into what we call cat-cow. So on an inhale, pull the shoulders back, lift the heart forward. Maybe the chin comes up. And then use your exhale to round through the spine. So this should feel really good in the shoulders, in the low back. Inhale, lift up, pull the shoulders back. Yes, beautiful. Exhale to round forward. Chin comes in towards the chest. Good. We'll take a few more breaths in to lift up and expand. Beautiful breath. And exhale, round. Good. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, round. And so continuing your movement, your Chakravakasana, cat-cow, getting some movement in the spine, opening up space between the vertebrae. Good. Take one more round. And then come back to a comfortable seat. Good. So we're going to start to reach forward towards the ground with the legs wide. So this will make us feel a little bit more stable. Also feels good on the belly, so we can have some space for our belly to come down. So take an inhale, and as you do, reach the arms up and overhead. Good. And as you exhale, reach the hands out in front of you and start to hinge over the hips. Reach down, reach down, reach down, reach down, and fold over the legs. So hands can grab onto the knees, the shins, the ankles. If there's space there, maybe your hands touch the ground. Doesn't really matter, just as long as you're folding over the body. Yeah, it might feel funny. I see you, Brenda. Deep breath in. So folding forward, especially in Parkinson's disease, and I'll say for the Americans, we can shorten all the muscles in the back side because we sit so often. And so folding forward actually allows the spine to lengthen and open up those muscles in the low back. So we have a lot of tendency to hold tension and tightness in our back. So folding forward, this could be quite challenging for some of us. Could feel a little uncomfortable, but this forward fold is allowing more space in the body. And I see about half of you already lifted up. So that tells me that it's uncomfortable, you don't like it, and you have resistance to the pose. That's okay. Take a breath in wherever you are. And use that exhale, if you're still folded, to gently, very slowly start to lift the body up. Beautiful. Heel toe the feet back in so that the ankles are just about under the knees. Take a breath in and then lift that right arms to the kneecap, or you can bring both hands to the kneecap. Because we're going to cross our leg. So leg comes over the left knee. If it feels okay, you can keep that right knee stacked on top of the left, or you can bring that right ankle to the top of the left leg. So this is going to open up through the hips. Good. Still sitting tall, nice, proud chest, shoulders up, back, and down. And however you're sitting, whether the ankles over the knee or the knees over the knee, just breathe for a few moments. Noticing how it feels to sit here. If you feel like there's more space to move in this pose, whether the ankle stacked onto the knee or not, I'll offer a gentle twist. So start to twist towards that right leg. Maybe the right hand comes back behind you and the left hand comes to the right knee. And breathe in and out. Good. Gently start to unwind so that the shoulders come back over the hips. Uncross that foot or the knee and plant the right foot down to the ground. And shrug the shoulders up, back and down. The other side. So lift foot. Maybe the left hand holds the left kneecap, or you can cradle the kneecap with both hands. Good. Still sitting tall. So I see a lot of us hunching over. Oh, it's too much work. Lift the spine. Good. Moving through the body allows you to move through energy. And it's extremely important for us to recognize and notice and acknowledge how the body feels in movement. So either keeping that left leg lifted, or you can cross the knees or cross the ankle. Good. Deep breath in, sit up tall. And exhale. And just taking a few moments of breathing in and breathing out. And if you tried it on the other side, maybe you find that twist now over towards the left thigh. Still sitting nice and tall through the spine. And if you're twisted, then a breath out to bring you back through center. Good. Uncross the ankle, the feet, and plant both down. And then just start to lift the pedal the feet as if you were kind of walking. Might hear a couple cracks. Good, Margie. I see you moving. The feet settle down. Take the hands down by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up. Reach, 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 reach. And float the hands back down to the thighs. And preparing for our moments of silence and stillness for meditation. Using your breath as an anchor. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. You can use this mantra if you'd like, or with your partner. Take the next moment to breathe with your mindful community. Taking a moment to recognize how as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. If it feel okay, place one hand over your heart and one hand on the belly. Let the belly push into the hand, softening the abdomen. And if it feels right to you, I'll ask you to bring a smile to your face. Knowing that your participation today was in fact a form of self-care. And take a deep breath in and let your breath go. Can release hands from the body. Flutter the eyes open. Take some movement if you'd like. Wiggle around. Yeah, so movement. Brenda's going. She likes it. Movement is so very vital to the health of not only our community of people with Parkinson's disease, but to the health of your body and our bodies, and also our mental health. There's so much research behind movement and the effects it has on our emotions, And as you all probably know, mental health is one of the biggest indicators in the quality of life for people with Parkinson's disease, anxiety, depression, and that goes along with our care partners here today too. So take some time, whether it's 10, 15 minutes of rolling the shoulders, shaking the head around, standing up, standing down, flipping the feet, or just breathing. It's all movement. So I want to give you an applause for maybe trying something new today or sticking with me if you felt that it was strange or uncomfortable. Trying something new can be challenging, so that's also a form of self-care. Good. Oh, so many people have written more into it. Yeah, I apologize for the cutting in and out earlier. I'm using a new microphone and apparently I haven't mastered it yet. But that's okay. You got to it, right? We fixed it. Good. So let's see, we've got about 2 minutes left. If you guys have any questions about yoga and Parkinson's disease or meditation or another form of self-care that you're thinking of considering. Linda said she got a little dizzy when she was moving the head. Is that from PD? Not necessarily. Moving the head around, your head is about 20 pounds. It's a huge bowling ball on top of your head, right? And if you're not used to moving your head, literally shifting the weight to one side or the other, especially if you are living with any kind of hypertension or hypotension, it can cause a little bit of dizziness, which is why we stay seated today. Good. I'm so glad that some of you really found it relaxing. So check out our Fitness Fridays if you enjoyed the yoga session today. I know throughout this whole month of September that we featured some of our community grant recipients who do yoga for Parkinson's disease, and they are recorded and on our YouTube channel. So move a little bit each day, even if that means walking down to get your mail or sitting up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down. Whatever feels good to you is the right way to do it. Okay. All right. I will see you all next Monday, October 4th, and we'll be doing mental well-being. I'll see you then. Have a wonderful week.